ChatGPT, Gemini, and all the AI different platforms. But what those AI models normally do? So what are the things that we can use those AI are? We ask them question and they answer. They give us the answer, give us some analyzing. But for OpenClaw, there are more advanced technology which they can help us to do execution. They can help us to filter all the data. And you can see all the tech giants in the market, for example, Google, NVIDIA, Shopify, or Shopify, and all the crypto platforms are all using OpenClaw because it is one of the most advanced technology now to help us to do execution. Okay, so in the conclusion, what is all the cycles and what is the relationship between all the platforms? So first of all, we have NodePay to help us to collect the data. Then we will transfer all the data to OpenClaw to help us to identify identical and similar events. So to see the price differences between Polymarket and Kalshi. Okay, after that, ORCA, which is the main strategy and is the main platform that we'll be using to do arbitrage. So not only hedging arbitrage, so we will be doing also spatial arbitrage, triangular arbitrage, and quantitative arbitrage. So this is the whole cycle because it goes all the way all around. Okay, so going through prediction market and arbitrage, what is the exact ways that we can use for our arbitrage? So in today, if we want to use the arbitrage, if we have the opportunity to do arbitrage, we have to meet 3 criteria. So I will just give you an example. Today, from Polymarket and Kalshi, so the first criteria, or I can say the first thing that we need to verify is we need to find the same question between these 2 platforms. So as an example here, we find BTC up or down in 15 minutes. Okay, or another example here. Today, will Donald Trump create a national Bitcoin reserve in 2025? So after we found the same question here, we'll be looking about the shares, or I can say the price in both Polymarket and Kalshi. So to explain the shares in the simplest way, so each question, the total share for both the yes and the no option, the total up is $1. So as you can see here, if let's say Polymarket for the yes option is 51 cents, so the opposite side, the no is 49 cents. So same goes to Kalshi. So no is 31 cents, then the yes is 69 cents. Okay, so today we are not doing anything like gambling. We are not like placing one option on any platforms. We are doing arbitrage. So how are we going to do arbitrage? The most important thing is we will be placing one yes in one platform and a no on another platform. So therefore, if we happen to find this opportunity, so today we are not looking at what is the result of the question. We are looking at what is the outcome and what is the profit that we are able to generate it based on the question. Okay, so which goes to the third criteria, which is the most important criteria. So today, if we are able to find the opportunity in arbitrage, we have to make sure both the total of yes and no are not exceeded at $1. So as an example here, the combination of yes and no here total is 82 cents. So if let's say today we do an arbitrage based on this specific example, the arbitrage profit that we are able to generate per $1 deployed is 18% return. So this is the main and also the most effective way of arbitrage in the prediction market. So this is the example here. So let's say today, if we are to buy BTC up or down at 23 cents, and you maybe notice for Polymarket as well for Kalshi, the price will be different. So here is 23 cents, but here is 36 cents. Why is so? Because today you have to understand Polymarket and Kalshi, both of them are different kind of platform. So there is a different user for both this website. If let's say I'm a user for prediction market, I may go to Polymarket or Kalshi. So same goes to the example, like some people they use iPhone, some people they use Samsung because of preference. So today, if we have different kind of transactions and also users, so you can see the price of both website or platforms is different. So the way we do arbitrage here is we buy up at 23 cents and we place the down on 65 cents. So this is one of the strategy that we can use on our arbitrage. Okay, so another example for here. Okay, so going deep, how we can do the calculation or why we need AI, ORCA AI. Because if you have seen Polymarket and Kalshi platform before, so let's say today we are looking at this example. Platform A, Polymarket, the option and the outcome for yes is 80 cents and the no it's 20 cents. But this is based on one scenario. For the prediction market, you may be noticed every second the price and also the outcome shares is going up and down every second. So example, so let's say now the yes option is 80 cents, but in a second, the outcome for yes is maybe going to 75 cents, then this one will be going to 25 cents because of the transactions and also different users going in. Therefore, we need AI to do the most accurate calculations within seconds. So going back to this question, or I can say this example. So today, if we are to use the pairing of Polymarket yes and Kalshi no, do you think this is the opportunity for do arbitrage? So obviously no. Because why? Because today the total up for 80 cents and 29 cents is already exceeding $1. Okay. Of course, we'll be looking at the no for Polymarket and the yes for Kalshi. So the total up for the no and yes is 91 cents. Okay, how are we going to do arbitrage? And also how are we going to deploy our capital? So you can see the example of calculation here. So today, let's say you have a capital of $10,000. So how much you are going to place on the platform A, which is the no option. So you can see here 0.2 divided by 0.91, so which is the total outcome, and multiply by your capital. So it will become out $2,200. So which we will be deployed 2,002 from our capital in this option. So in the opposite side, so for platform B, the yes option, so we will be using 0.71 divided by our total shares times the capital the same way. So the outcome that we can get is 7,800. So the total amount that we deploy is both of these. And the most important thing, what is the outcome and also what is the total shares that we can do once any of this event won. Okay, so you can see here. So the number of shares that held from here is total up to 11,000 shares. Meaning to say, if the question is no, the answer is no, the outcome is no. So the total shares that I can get is 11,000 shares. And you can notice here, in prediction market, every share that held is equal to $1. So same goes to here. So the number of shares that we can held is 10,985 shares. So today we are not only looking at the shares. So in the conclusion, what is the expected profit that we are able to generate based on this specifically example? So you can see here. So it's 9.8% until 10%. So because why? Because after we get the shares and we deducted all the capitals. Okay. So it is a very simple way to understand arbitrage based on this example. So every arbitrage, we can look at a very big amount of expected profit because of the price differences and also the AI model. Okay, so after understanding all the AI and also what ORCA able to generate the strategy that ORCA does, so now I'll be introducing what is the AI agent performance, or I can say the member benefits that we are able to do here. Okay, so for our ORCA AI performance, so we have total 4 plans available. So from Eden, Oracle, Action, and Apex. So all these different packages, we do have different return and also different period. Okay, so starting from Eden. So you can see Eden, the total period for these packages is 10 days. So from your Eden package, so today you are expected to get a minimum of 0.2% to 0.3% every day. So looking here, what is check-in bonus? So check-in bonus is one of the things that you are able to generate additional bonus based on your package. So how can we do? How can we generate so? So very simple. On our DAPP, our main page, we have this, we call the check-in. So every day, you just have to click a very simple way, just click a check-in and then answer one question. Okay, so the question normally is about what is the market thinking and also about the future. So I can say the question, you can, after you answer the question, so you can get an extra bonus based on your package. So why we need a check-in bonus? Because today, this is also one of a way to help our no pay and our supporting partner, no pay, to also expanding our business to the prediction market in the future. So therefore, after getting your check-in bonus, you are estimated getting 0.3% to 0.45% per day as your bonus. So meanwhile, for Oracle, so you can see here is a 0.3% to 0.4% every day. So the period is 90 days. So check-in bonus is same with Eden. So you're estimated getting 0.45% to 0.6% every day. Okay, so for Asium, it's 0.4% to 0.5% per day. So the period is 80 days. So after getting a 75% of the check-in bonus, so the total you can get is 0.7% to 0.875% per day. So for the last package, which is Apex, so the daily return is 0.45% to 0.6% every day. So the period is 360 days. But you can see here, the check-in bonus for Apex is the most of, which is 100%, which doubles from your daily return. So how much you can generate every day? 0.9% to 1.2% every day. So I just make an example here. You can see from this graph, we shows all the plans and also the total return rate that you can get for all the plans. Okay, but before here, let me just give a short introduction about this Eden package. Okay, because for Eden package, normally I can say this is one of the trial package, because for people who are very new to this market, and also maybe they need more confidence about how the AI generate everything, so they want to understand more. You can start from Eden, which is the 10 days contract. Okay, so one of the things you maybe notice here is Eden is a one-time experience. Meaning to say, today, if you are starting with Eden, so once the contract, or I can say the plan is completed, so you can choose the other plan from here. But the Eden package is not available from your package subscription. Okay, so looking back about the return and also how much you can generate. So today, let's make an example of today your capital is $10,000. Okay, so from here, you can see the total daily, the daily return rate is 0.45%. So which means you can get for around $45 every day. So the total return rate here is 4.5%. So which is now $450 based on your capital. So next for Oracle, the daily return you can get is around 0.6%. So the total return rate is 54%. So which means, let's say your total capital today is $10,000. So the total return, the profit that you can generate is $540. So which is the half of your total capital. But today, if you want to double, you can want to generate more from your capital. So of course, you can go to Action and also the Apex. Because as you can see here, today, your return, everything will be double in 155 days. So which means it's in between 4 months. Less than 4 months, you can get all your capitals and the other if you're net profit. So last but not least, for Apex, so you can double it in less than 3 months, and it's a very sustainable contract. Okay, so one of the very key things that I want to mention to you based on all this is today, all your daily return, all your return that you generate from all the package, you don't have to withdraw it manually. Because why? Because for all the daily return, all the things they can do is what we call an automated profit. So all the return will be deposited back to your wallet every day automatically. So without having to do extra withdrawal or maybe to click anything. So this is what we call an automatically generated income. Okay, so next, I'll be introducing our marketing development plan. So from here, you can see, so this for people today, if you find ORCA is very useful and very interesting, you want to share with your friends and family and also to all people here. So you can also grow your rank from here. So you can see from user up until ORCA 9 is all our ranking. So to grow your ranking here, we only look for 2 requirements. So first, which is your self-investment. So this is a very, very easy way to help you to achieve anything. So from only $100, you can already become our user member. So all the way until the highest is only around 100,000 USD. Okay, so after you fulfill the self-investment requirement, so another thing that we are looking for is your weak zone requirement. So what is weak zone requirement? Very simple. I'll just give you a simple example. So today, if let's say you are a leader and you have 5 members in total, so one of the members that generate the most sales, maybe they generate around 30,000 sales. So if the one who generate most sales in your team, so we will call it as a strong zone. So today, we will be excluding this strong zone and only looking for your weak zone. So it means the another 4 members from your team. So let's say today, every members from your weak zone, everyone they generate 10,000 each. So you will be accumulating all the weak zone, so which is around 40,000 US dollar. So in here, if let's say you got this weak zone requirement, so you can reach to ORCA 2, so and so on. So this is the 2 requirement that we'll be looking at for your ranking. Okay, so after getting all the requirement, so what is the bonus that you are able to generate? So first of all, is what we call a ranking bonus. So very simple. Today, from user itself, you can already generate 5% ranking bonus from your team, up until 70% for ORCA 9. Okay, one more thing I have to mention is very important, is today, for our ORCA plan, we are not strictly looking at your ranking for the members. So example, today, if let's say you are an ORCA 4 members, so we don't necessarily need all your members to be an ORCA 3. So even though you are an ORCA 4, but today your members is all at like maybe ORCA 1, you are still able to generate all the ranking bonus from here, because this is the better way, because today we are looking at the gap between the rank. So meaning to say, if let's say you are an ORCA 4, so your member is at ORCA 1, so you are able to generate 40 minus by 10, which is 30% from all their daily return. So this is the ranking bonus that you are able to generate from every day. So other than that, you can also get global bonus if you are an ORCA 5 leader and above. Okay, so what is global bonus? So global bonus is all the yield that ORCA generated from all around the world through their AI power. So every month, we will be giving a total of 13% to all the leaders from ORCA 5 and above. And one of the key thing is the global bonus, you are able to generate 2 times every month. So meaning to say, normally we will be getting it on the first day of the every month and the 16th day. So all this global bonus will be shared with all the leaders from ORCA 5 and above. So today, by today up to now, we have total around 14 members for ORCA 5 and also up until ORCA 7. So this is all the global bonus they are able to generate every month. So after that, last but not least, we have also one more thing called same rank bonus. So meaning to say, very simple, today if let's say you are an ORCA 5 leader, so your member is also same as you, so it's an ORCA 5. So you are still able to generate 10% from his sales. And also one more thing we call is an overranking. So let's say your members is overachieving. They go to ORCA 6, ORCA 7. You are still able to generate 10% from his or her total sales. So this is basically all the plans that we have do from our marketing development plan. Okay, so moving on, I'll be sharing with you what we have done and also what we are going to done for our this leadership summit. So if let's say you have joined our previous events on the Kuala Lumpur, so you have seen our Ultra Blockchain Expo, and also we have done our first leadership training summit in Malaysia. So moving on, we also happens to join in the event in CoinFest Joint Blockchain Expo, so in Bali. And the next big event that we will be joining in is Dubai. Okay, so before that, let me introduce what ORCA has already achieved and also to do to all around the world. So which is our Shibuya. Okay, so beginning on August 3, which already happened, so in every day, we also have our ORCA main logo publishing in the one of the most happening streets in the whole world, which is Shibuya. So you may be noticed here, this is all we have generated here. And the next and upcoming places that we'll be doing is the world tallest stage in the whole world, which is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. So if you are able to join with us in the next event, so you can join with us to witness together for our ORCA logo to publish in the Burj Khalifa. So today we are also going to the Dubai from the 9th of September to 11th of September. So in this event, we will be also joining to our ORCA Global launch and also the Crypto Expo in Dubai 2026. So this is our booth number. So we already have our booth ready, everything. So we will be meeting us together and also share it together in the Dubai event. Okay, so after that, upcoming, we also have a lot of events going on in Singapore, in Hong Kong, and blockchain in Dubai. So a lot of things going on and also exciting things we are able to share in the market and so on. Okay. So before I end this session today, because that's all for today. So thank you for everyone for joining us today. So I hope today's session is able to give you a more understanding about our ORCA AI agent and also all the subscription option, and also how you can getting help from all the marketing plan and above. So as always, your participation is completed your choice, and everyone can decide the option whether they choose to go and whichever option that suits them the most. So if there's a thing you are still not fully understand after today's my presentation, so feel free to reach out to your leaders, committee leaders, and also the person who invited you to this session. So we are more than happy to provide all the further supports from here. So, but the most important thing, we will be continue hosting our English session for every Tuesday and every Thursday at the same time as for today. So 11 p.m. for the Malaysian time. So right here in the right place. So we are looking forward to see you all again for upcoming sessions. But before I end my session tonight, so I would like to share everyone to enjoy a new short video. So this is a video about our upcoming events in Dubai. So after the video ends, you are feel free to leave the meeting at your convenience. So thank you once again for your time, participation, and your support. So we look forward to see you again in the upcoming sessions. So enjoy the video and have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everyone.